Hi, I'm not a massively prolific YouTuber or very expert, as I'm sure you'll find out, but I just wanted to create a video that I wish had have been available when I set up the CeramicSpeed oversized pulley wheel system on my SRAM Red Etap. There's a CeramicSpeed video how to install the pulley wheels onto your existing derailleur, which is all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, there is a couple of things wrong with that, and I'll cover them in a second. But the issue that I found was the setting up. And I think the setting up would be valid. The issues I've got with setting up might be valid for other drivetrains, other derailleurs, as well as SRAM Red Etap. So hopefully this will be useful for Shimano or even Campagnolo. So have a look. I'll point out some of the issues I found around setting up and installing, and then I'll cover some of the stuff that was caused a bit of a problem with setting up, because it's taken me about a week and a few rides and plenty of fiddling around, and if I'd have been able to get this video right at the beginning, it would have helped me, so hopefully it will help you. All right, cheers. Okay, before I get up onto setup, there's a couple of things to mention. Firstly, and this is a SRAM Etap specific thing, you've got this little doorway in here. Okay, I know you can't see it very well, the light's not very good, but in there's a little doorway that you need to open up with a T6 screw to then remove the clip that holds your cage in place. You get a T6 little screw complete with your cage and your pulley wheel system, and the guy on the video proudly says that that T6 screw is what you need to undo. I'm telling you, it's not a T6, it's a T7. This was an early SRAM Red Etap. Maybe they changed it. Maybe on later models it's a T6. I don't know. But I'm telling you, mine, T7. And if it looks a bit rounded off, it's because that was rounded off by using the T6 screw that CeramicSpeed supplied. It was a bit of a panic, you know. I put that in place, rounded the screw off, thought everything was screwed, and then realised that it was a T7. Popped to a screw fix, got myself one of these, 5 or 6 quid, T7 screw, fits in there absolutely perfectly, undid it, but I think it's poor show from CeramicSpeed to be issuing the wrong part and risking, you know, because it's an expensive bit of kit this, and you're risking screwing up one of your screws, excuse the pun, but because they gave you the wrong stuff. Okay, now moving on to setup. The guy on the CeramicSpeed video proudly says just adjust your B screw, make sure the gaps are right, put your chain on, make sure it's not too slack, and go off and enjoy your ride while he shoots off and waxes his beard. It's not that simple. As you can see here, and I know that it's not too great, but no amount of B screw adjustment is going to make that gap optimal. It's just, the gap is too small. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to adjust your chain so as the tension on the chain gives you a good B gap. You can make an optimum position using your B screw, but you're never going to get it perfect. Other derailleurs, other drivetrains, other group sets might be different, but this Cannondale Super 6 Evo with SRAM Red Etap, it's just not happening. So you are going to have to adjust your chain to find a sweet spot where that B gap is good based on chain tension, and where at the top of the cassette it's not so tight that it's pulling that jockey wheel into your cassette. Now, the other thing that's worth mentioning is the reason I upgraded is not because 2 watts mean a lot to me, they really don't. The reason I upgraded to the oversized pulley wheel system was that it meant for actually slightly less than upgrading to Wi-Fi, I could put a 30-tooth cassette on my bike. So that's what I did. I've upgraded because for the same price as a 11 to 30 cassette and the oversized pulley wheel system, I've been able to use a larger cassette rather than upgrading my rear derailleur, which would have cost more money and wouldn't have given me those fantastic 2 extra watts and also the bling on my bike. So I'm going to put the chain on now, set it all up, and put a little bit of a video on the end just to show you how it works. Okay, and there we go. All set up. I might need a little bit of micro adjustment out on the bike, but as you can see at the moment, working pretty well. up and down the block. It's a new chain, new cassette, even a new hanger. I'd recommend doing the same. New chain, new cassette. I think everything will run much more smoothly. That's little ring. I'll let the chain bed in a bit, and I think maybe a bit of micro adjustment, but I'm just about there. So lessons really, that T6 screw that you get to open the door to be able to remove your cage, that's a T7, at least it is on mine. Get B-screw gap as best as you can, but really use the chain tension to get it as you need it. Find the sweet spot. This chain is 1 link longer than the chain that I used on a 1128 cassette. 1130 with 5211, I was using an old chain, and all I needed over the standard SRAM Etap jockey wheels was just 1 more link in the chain to find that sweet spot for a 1130. So I guess you might find the same thing. I wouldn't pay much attention to the whole CeramicSpeed, add 2 or 3 links in your chain. All I needed was 1. So there you go, hopefully that's useful. Any comments, any feedback, any questions, stick them in the comments, and see you on the road.